is it called? Arizona tea. Yeah,
That's
Arizona tea is the best. They make green tea. It's really good shit. Where's the intro? There's the intro. We're having trouble streaming to your destination. Is it possible the stream was ended or deleted on destination? And that's
Rumble, I think.
That's Rumble.
Yeah, that's over on Fumble.
Okay, let me do that. I can fix it.
Your maintenance tax 49. Yeehaw! I'll just we can just wait here. Is anybody even watching right now?
Oh, freak.
One person, it seems like. I don't know.
Early in the morning for anybody to watch.
Dude, I had a hard time doing the Monday morning show when I was over there with you. I don't like streaming that early.
During football season, I have a hard time getting the movie in. I got it in with 10 minutes to spare today.
Yeah, by the way, I do want to point out while we're waiting, hey, Vinzinger just popped in, that again, you know, I like my science fiction written by science guys that actually love science.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have here is a guy that's really in love with some great stuff. He loves Twilight Zone, shit like that, as I remember. So there are so many flaws in the slaw with this film, but overall, story-wise, structurally, it's a good film. It's a good film. It tumbles when it comes to the science fiction aspects of it. So we'll get into this as we go for the show today. Can I go ahead and start it now, Martin? Or
yeah, we're live. Did you know we're live?
Well, I know that. I just wanted to wait till you had it fixed. So when we're on Rumble too.
It has a check mark.
Yeah, we'll have some to wait some seconds, maybe a minute before.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not like anybody can hear us anyway. We're in private chat right now. Yeah. You ever get something stuck between your teeth and like you can't get it out no matter how hard you try, and you start sucking, trying to get it out, and it won't come out?
That only happens if you have teeth. So.
Oh. I don't know how to respond to that.
This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is today. Today on Pop Culture Minefield.
Man, it's a jaunty theme, let me tell you. So for those of you that don't know, like when I do these shows, I put the 91 Bravo Studios on there at the beginning. 91 Bravo is a designation in the U.S. military, or what's also referred to as a MOS. And every
Mission-oriented S. What is the S again?
It's military occupation specialty.
There you go.
And so my MOS was started out initially as 91 Alpha, but in the middle of our training down at Fort Sam, they did away with 91 Alpha because 91 Bravo was a combat medic NCO. And they said, we don't need that. Just put the designation as, 91 Bravo. So they did away with Alpha and made it 91 Bravo. So 91 Bravo was U.S. Army combat medic until 2000, I think. somewhere between 99 and 2002, they changed it to 68 whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
We've always
And,
been 95 Bravo, us. So
yeah, some things never change.
no, they don't.
88 Mike is always going to be 88 Mike, which you know what that is. That's fucking trucks
Yep.
specialist. So it's like, I drive a truck. That's an MOS that until they do away with trucks is going to always be there.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, who's all here right now? I know Penny is here now and Vinzinger are here. So it's good to see everybody. I don't know if anybody's over on Fumble, because Fumble and Shityard haven't figured out how to communicate with each other.
Shityard.
And they're doing it on purpose because they have contracts with YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they got contracts.
We're not going to go out of our way for Rumble.
Right.
They see them as still as a small time player, but like I said,
Well, they still have issues on
Yeah.
Rumble. One of the things that I really don't like is once the stream isn't live, you can go watch the replay, but the chat is gone, and I don't like that because chat is important to us.
Yeah, I like being able to replay the chat. So it's good to see you, Vinzinger. I hope you're having a good morning. I don't know if we'll ever get our good buddy back, because you know he got a jorb again.
Yeah.
He's doing a good jorb. Morning,
Yeah.
Penny.
We are
How's-
up on the big green play button. I just checked.
How selfish of him.
I
We
thought
told
it
them
was
not to do shit
you
like
picked
that.
an income over doing a free show. I don't
Yeah.
understand you. You
Yeah,
make no
right.
sense.
I don't like to judge people, but you shouldn't get used to eat. No, just forget about it.
It's food. I'm like one of them camels. I could live off my fat for a while.
I couldn't.
I'd like to see that.
That needs to be clipped.
I wish something like that went through, so I could do it.
Yeah, it's like,
I
you know,
wouldn't last
you
very
you
long.
you automatically think that like a dromedary camel, I could just go for a while. I'm sitting there thinking in the back of my mind, I'll sit there with a spoon and just scoop it and eat it.
Ew.
Because I've got a
Thanks for the
twisted mind.
visual, Gary. Thanks.
You
for
are
the
welcome. like icing all around my mouth, fat residue. It's
You're
really
so
gross.
At least shade first.
It kind of reminds me because I have a friend of mine. He died. Rick Maxfield. Him and his brother Mark were close friends of mine at the apartments I lived at. And Rick, when he was young, got what's referred to as a pica. Some people say pica, but it's we were taught to say pica. It is an eating disorder where you put things that you're not supposed to eat in your mouth.
Loki
Yeah.
had that
Yeah.
for plastic. He was always licking plastic, so I had to
All
put
cats
away
do
everything.
that.
No,
Yeah, it's weird. Cats have
he's the
weird
only
ones.
cat I ever met who was so crazy about licking plastic.
So what Ricky did is he grew up on a farm, and it started one day, I think when he was 4 years old, and he started going around the chicken coops and he just started scooping up and eating chicken shit.
Ew.
Oh my goodness.
And he would get it all over his mouth like icing. And he'd be crying because it's just god awful to him. You know, it just tastes terrible. Because, you know, he and I talked about it quite a few times. And his mother, Lethe, figure that fucking name out. Lethe was her name. And she was like an old witch, man. She was one of those diehard Southern Baptists that would just beat the sin out of you. I watched her beat her kids so many times. And sometimes I was the cause of those beatings.
And
but-
you're proud of that. What's wrong with you?
I feel bad about it because like I didn't mean anything. It just, oh my God. Anyway, he just kept doing this. And every single time he would cry. And because it was so gross. And he hated it. And what it was, I can't remember what the heck was in there. It might have been potassium or something, possibly even magnesium, because there's a crap both of those in the crap. And but he had some sort of deficiency. His body told him to eat it. And it's one of those things. It's like that weird thing with me when I was having all those problems when I was on that medication and on a diet, and I felt like lightheaded all the time. I couldn't think clearly. I was like walking around in a fog, and I just got up, went into the kitchen, opened the cabinet above the stove, grabbed a big thing of salt, iodized salt, and I poured a little bit in my palm like I would do when we were kids, and I just licked it. And I don't know what made me do it. And I walked back into the living room. By the time I sat down, it was like fireworks going off in my brain. And I'd had a sodium deficiency, which I told the doctor I was concerned. Maybe I'm having a sodium deficiency. No, you're doing fine. There's sodium naturally in everything, organic. When you eat, green beans, all of it's got a little sodium in it. And I said, well, maybe I should up my intake. Oh, no, you're fine. I fired that fucker. He also threatened me because I told him I'm in a fog and I'm getting concerned, and I sent my daughter away because I was afraid I wasn't able to function. He goes, and then he threatened me. He says, maybe we should talk about that. Is it safe for you to raise your kid? And quiet night, my eyebrows went up and I went, did you just threaten me? No, I said, you're fired. And I got up and I walked out of there. I demanded my medical records because they can't keep them. If you demand, they're your property. They don't belong to the doctor.
No.
That includes all of his notes.
Mm-hmm.
I took those medical records and I walked across the street to a different medical program, the competing program.
Oh man!
Went in there, got me a new doctor, and boy, everything changed with that new doctor.
That's the difference. Way before the communists got a grip on Venezuela, you as a patient, you are not allowed to see your medical history.
What?
Yes, thank God we have
makes no
laws in the
sense.
United States that
I always said the same thing till I asked it to a doctor who was a friend of mine, and he took alongside and said that is done by the medical association of the country to protect the doctors from suits for malpractice.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Venezuela, man.
And any friend of mine who's a doctor who could be cursing my name by saying this, I don't care, man. I prefer the rights of the people than your fear to be sued. I'm sorry.
By the way, you said that, and it reminded me that they have quite a few signatures over there in Britain right now to basically force the removal of a politician. The people have, all they need is 100,000. They have over 1 million, like 1.3 million signatures last time I checked. And apparently last night they did a live counting. Andy sent it to me because I've been keeping an eye on it over the last couple of days because I'm like, look, man, if that doesn't work, we had a little thing in the United States called revolution from the word revolt.
Yeah, but it is easier to make a revolution when armed. You know what I mean?
That's the problem. And I said, this is the problem with you Brits is you went along with the program. You believed what was sold to you. You used to have self-defense there in the UK. They took that shit away from you. So.
Well, considering that they say that words are violence, they may have a revolution. Just
words are
shouting
violence. I don't know why. That just reminds me of that Chicago cop joke. Still, where cop pulls the guy over because he didn't stop at a stop sign. He says, "You know why I pulled you over, don't you?" Yeah, there's a stop sign back there. He says, I tried to stop. I couldn't see it because the tree was obscuring it, and it was too late, and I slowed down a lot. And he goes, "Yeah, but you didn't stop because it's a stop sign." And so I'm going to have to ticket you. He goes, "Yeah, but hold on. I mean, you could see that I tried. I really slowed down. I mean, it was like almost stopping. I slowed down so much." He goes, "Yeah, but the point is you didn't stop." The guy goes, "Slow down, stop. What's the difference?" Cop says, "Step out of the car, sir. Put your hands on the hood." He then forces the guy down onto the hood and just beats the shit out of him with his nightstick. He goes, "Now, do you want me to stop or do you want me to slow down?"
Yep.
There's an actual point to that little joke. Oh, hey, look. Wonder who's fucking doing that this time of the morning. It always happens like in the middle of a show. It'll be quiet for hours, my phone. And then suddenly in the middle of doing a show, it'll just go, "Meow."
Who is it this time? Pharmacy again?
No, it's, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Probably a reminder for your appointment.
No, it's Rumble. Let me know
Ah.
that Pop Culture Minefield is live.
We only
They will-
started 16 minutes ago. Good
They
job,
let you
Rumble.
know 15 minutes in. Good deal.
Okay.
Fucking
However, I think 1 or 2 seconds before Gerry ran the intro video, we were live on Rumble.
oh, we
So
were live, so it was wrong.
Yes.
Is it Rumble doing this screw up, or is StreamYard sabotaging them?
No. No. Neither.
No to what? I asked two questions.
If anything, Rumble have this little detail, not a problem, it's a detail, that their stream starts like 10 seconds after YouTube starts.
What?
Yeah, if you set both destination, YouTube and Rumble, you start the stream, it starts first on YouTube and a little later on Rumble.
Weird.
What's that about?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let me bring up this thing. And put
Okay,
us
here
up
are some
there.
other micronutrients within chicken poop.
Oh my!
Iron,
Can you please
zinc,
let it go?
copper,
Did you say popper?
magnesium, and calcium. There you go. Yeah, I like the opening to this, but there's a certain point where some of this stuff becomes redundant within the story. And I think this was put in there just to make things simpler for the audience.
No, here's the thing, and I think that they should have talked about or hint about that in the movie. But Joseph Kosinski, he said that the whole the mission, end quote, is 5 years long because the TED has determined that notice that after 5 years
There's DC.
their memories, yes, their memories begin to reappear, specifically Tom's. His memories about his wife always appear as he gets closer to 5 years of functioning. So every time that happens, all goes to shit. Then they have to kill the couple and replace them.
That's one of the things that's weird about this movie. They have regular memory wipes and still memories are coming back. That's not very efficient then.
Well, to be honest, they shouldn't have memories at all. But
Well, to be honest, they should have used robots.
Yeah, that's
I
one
mean,
of the things
using
the guy
humans
addressed in the
is
video.
yeah,
just creates so many problems.
It's not efficient.
I've got a question about the robots that I have to ask later. I can't spoil it right now. But yeah,
Well, it's an 11-year movie. You can spoil
they would
all
have.
you want.
They could have memories though, guys, if they are growing these things to adulthood, which I believe they are. We see that later on,
Yeah, but
and they might want them to speak English right out the gate, so they probably make it, do a neural link and download the thoughts and everything. So they
Well,
might
all the
want them
clones have the same memories. That's when
yeah,
he comes back at the end
That's
of
what
the
I'm.
movie. He has
That's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
memories.
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
You're partially right. You should implant the clones with some set of memories so they can function, but you don't have to use their original memories and then deleting. Just use the skills and that's it. Or
Yeah,
as
really,
Gerry
just
said,
take the personality away.
yes, or yeah, as Gerry said, just
Make them
fucking
drones,
robots.
maybe. Make them
Yeah,
drones.
yeah.
Biological. I mean, making it biological is nonsensical to me, but I still enjoy this damn movie.
That's a good flip.
By the way,
I
Anima,
agree.
did you
Yeah.
see Penny's comment that both their cats have that paper
Yeah.
plastic piker?
Yeah, I saw that. I knew many cats in my life, and none of them was crazy about plastic. Just Loki. So that was new.
Right off the bat with that woman, just like was said on that 12 minutes. It was obvious she was a bad guy to me.
Yeah, she kept asking the same questions over and over again. She's
Well,
obviously
and
computerized.
the
Yeah.
blonde chick answers the same way every time.
Vika,
Another
yeah.
day in paradise.
Vika, her character, she's an odd bird to pick. It's like they get this girl who's like, she's got a haunted look to her,
Mhm.
and she always looks haunted. Just every single shot of her in the movie, she looks haunted. Well, except for that one
Victoria?
shot where
Yeah.
she gets naked in front of the camera with the light behind, in the background, so you can't see anything.
She has her panties on.
PG-13 nudity.
Yeah.
Well, the another thing that they say in the commentary track is, but basically in her in the back of her mind, the same way Tom knows that instantly he knows that this is not his life. She knows too, but she has been in love with him since they were the original, and she
She's
knows that
artificial. How can she love
yes,
him?
she knows that he loves him, and she knows that he doesn't love her back, and she knows that he's living a lie. She's living a lie, and she's clinging to that life with desperation. Lie, I
She's
mean.
artificial. How can she have feelings like that?
She's not artificial. She
How
has
does he have
feelings.
feelings?
She's a clone,
probably,
too.
She was
Oh
probably
no,
an
I think
astronaut.
I think Anima is talking about Sally, and we're talking about Vika.
No, we're talking about
No. Victoria.
Vika.
Yeah.
Talk about the chick that
Yeah,
works with
Vika
him.
is a human. She's a clone.
She's a
just
clone
like
She's a
him.
clone too, and she's probably a NASA astronaut just like him, and
She
probably
was.
had
They
the hot
show-
for him.
Yes.
They show them later
Yeah.
in the third act. You see them on their mission when they
And
get taken.
and even in the
Mm.
few seconds that she appears, you can see that she's in love with him.
She doesn't
And
act like that though.
and he oh no, look at that, and he's playing dumb. When she took that, she snaps that selfie. The moment the camera captured the moment in which he turns, but instantly he removes from herself and look at, he puts a look of oh no.
Yeah, because the selfie from that is what he sees in that house,
Mm.
and it makes it look like they're in love with each other, but in fact he's in love with someone else. And she took that selfie. He just turned into her at that moment. And this is cool too.
Now I saw there's something that has nagged me about this movie. When he's using his rifle, he aims like a left-handed, but when he uses the gun, he uses like a right-handed. And it was what? Is he right-handed or left-handed? What is this? Oh man, the production design of this movie is awesome.
It is. It is. Yeah.
And
I
all the
love-
budget was put into the production because they only have a handful of actors in this whole movie.
No, not many. Yeah. I love the guy. I don't know his name, but I love the guy that plays the general. That is it a general?
Morgan Freeman?
No,
Yeah.
the guy, his right hand
Nikolai
man. The guy,
Costa-Waldau.
Ah, the sergeant. He's
Also known
yeah,
as
Sergeant. Okay,
Jamie
that's it.
Lannister.
Yeah.
yes, Jamie.
Yeah, he played Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones. Yeah, I love that guy. I think he's great.
I barely recognized him. He looks so different.
So non-incestuous.
Yeah.
And the-
right?
The
Right.
actress that, of course, plays his wife is she's probably
Zoe.
best known for Quantum of Solace, playing the
Yeah.
Zoe
Bond
Bell?
girl in that.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, you mean this?
No, Zoe Bell's in
no.
there too. Zoe's the Aussie stunt woman that has, thanks to Quentin Tarantino, became an actor. It's a lot
Man,
of fun.
I love this bike since I saw it on theaters. It's so sleek and beautiful.
It's so
and
great though. Again, everything's there for coolness, not for
Yeah.
function.
and
And
silent. And then I saw the making of, and that shit makes a ruckus that you have no idea. And now I see the bike, and it's not electric.
now he's holding that weapon right now, right-handed.
Remember the slides are inverted.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's
stop doing
the
that.
this is the I'm using the Australian version.
That is odd that he's doing that, firing a weapon right-handed with one weapon and then firing right-handed with the other one. And it is kind of weird because, like, when I saw it the first time, I'm like, did they say Tet? And
Yep.
all I can think of is the Tet offensive.
Yeah, right.
It's a tetrahedron. Also known as
Oh,
a
this
pyramid.
guy is from Mad Max. These costumes they wear.
Yeah. The scrubs. Yeah. I thought the same thing. Because of the feathers. Wes wore those feathers, man, right?
Yeah, you know, when I'm writing, I am constantly my own antagonist, which is something that he didn't do with this. Where I'm sitting there, like, asking, why is this character doing this? Is there a better way to have done this? And if I do what this character is going to do in this scene, I better have a damn good explanation for it, because there's
Yeah.
always going to be that one nerd out there that's
That's
going
going
to
to pick it apart.
pick it apart.
Yes.
And so that's why movies like this, as much as I love it, at the same time, I'm annoyed by it, because all he had to do is hire some real science fiction writer to come in there and fix
Yep.
some of the stuff that made no sense.
Check your brain at the door and you
Why would they pick human? You need a really good reason why humans need to be doing it. And the main reason would be to be a potential lure for surviving humans to approach them. That's the real reason and only reason to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they know there's humans still alive. Yep. Going fishing. That would be it.
Yep. Oh yeah. Tom Cruise doing stunts.
Doing his
Man,
thing.
chat is silent today. Where are you guys?
We're coming up on Thanksgiving weekend, and they
We're lucky if anybody shows up.
I tell you
They-
what, man.
They must be all lurking while cooking.
We had a vendor market this weekend, and it was busy as hell. My wife mopped up on her crafts, man.
And let
She
me tell
made
you something.
bread.
Come Friday, it's Black Friday. We'll be lucky if we have anybody watching TGIF.
Don't
Yep.
even remind me of that. Work
Absolutely.
is going to be terrible.
Oh,
But
yes, because she's working retail. She's going to suffer.
going to suffer. And then on top of that, you have the next day after like getting punch drunk on turkey and stuffing. So just I don't know if anybody's going to show up this coming Friday. I just don't. Hope so. But in the end, we do get our views.
And he finally looks at the book because they left the book on the table strategically, so he could look at it the moment he finished his rappel descent.
Right.
But he didn't saw it. He only saw it afterwards.
I do like on that 12 minutes when they said, they just pointed out that this thing's way up in the sky. And the guy goes, yeah, nope. Nope. It's like, I'm the same way. I would not be up in that fucking tower. Fuck that.
I'm telling you this, man. I'm afraid of heights, and I would gladly live in that house. I don't care. I love that house.
As cool as it looks, that pool with a glass bottom. Fuck no.
So
I don't care.
I'm going to point something out here that this is, hey, Glenn's here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Glenn.
I
Go on, brother.
almost called him Duncan because I've got my buddy Duncan Skinner, who's a limey that I've done a lot of work with over the years. So, Glenn, what is up, my friend? Yeah, that ex-army guy. I'm
Glenn,
gonna pause.
his name is on screen. Joe.
He called me by
So,
name.
one of my beefs with the story is the fact that the Empire State Building is buried to the very top platform where you walk around and
you talk about some massive shifting of land. Yes.
And
Wow.
DC looks like this. Both of them would have been confronted by the exact same flooding.
Yeah. The Capitol buildings, it's like they just placed the Capitol building there just for a marker so you'd see what it was.
It's sort of
How the
like
hell
the
did
Capitol
Olympic
building
monument survive that
it's
shit?
almost like an organic thing because the Capitol building is a politician and the bent penis down there.
Oh my!
Sticking out of the sand.
Yeah,
look at it. Take it in.
Very weirdly placed.
And then you talk shit about.
I did.
Well, it's just
like
no
that-
logic behind the science that they're using in this.
No,
because
no,
they're
there's not.
saying, one argument that was made to me was, when they destroyed the moon, there was massive flooding. Yeah, okay, I can buy that.
Okay.
And it brought all that sediment up and covered New York City all the way up to the Empire State Building. Okay, I'm not buying that. And the argument against that is the shot of DC. That makes no sense. It
Also,
was
we're
hit by the
talking
same
60
wave.
years, not multiple centuries. In just
Yeah,
60
because they
years, we
make
wouldn't
it
build
look
up
like
that.
almost 1,000 years has gone
Yeah.
by
Right.
when you see your New York City.
I did like
And
the
yet the
Pentagon with
stadium
big
is out in the
crater
open.
middle, though.
Because they show the Houston Stadium and it's out in the open. So it would have been hit by the Gulf, Just, I don't know, man. All he needed was a
Inconsistent.
science guy to come in there and fix some things and explain, look, man, you need to explain these things. You're going to put them in there. And, and this is my problem with a lot of modern writer directors. Their arrogance or ego gets in the way. Say, no, we don't. They'll just go along for the ride because that's all they want. You forget there are a bunch of the reason I refer to myself as a nerd in particular is because I'm a science guy. I came up in the sciences. I worked in the medical field for years because science is my thing. But I also wanted to give back to society. So I always worked in jobs that was there for other people. And but science is the world that I've always lived in. And I grew up on the best science fiction writers in the world. And a lot of those science fiction writers were used on shows like Twilight Zone for a reason. Because as well as they could do with just getting a writer to tell a story, they needed somebody that understood science. Otherwise, it's not science fiction. And if you're going to slap that label on there and make something a science fiction film, you better have some science in there and know what the fuck you're talking about. Unlike Alex Kurtzman and J.J. Abrams.
Right.
Who know nothing about science. And their Star Trek shows that.
Yeah. I did like the Pentagon with a big crater in it. I thought that was cool.
That is cool. Look, the visuals in this are amazing. Yeah. Or as David Spade would say, amazing.
Amazing.
That's from the movie Benchwarmers. I love that when he does that. He goes into the store to go get some gear, because they're going to learn to play baseball. And he sees a guy that used to pick on him years ago in high school or some shit. And he goes, I had no idea you were into athletics. And he goes, athletics?
Athletics?
He says, I didn't know there was that extra vowel in the middle about that word. He says, and then later when he sees him, hey, you're here. That's amazing. The payoff of that scene.
Mm-hmm.
But science fiction requires people who know something about science. And this film has a serious lacking of it. Exactly. It's a little over twice. Yeah, you're right. So how the fuck is that thing still sticking up out of the ground?
Right.
And again, it's coastal. Anything on the East Coast that was damaged, it would equally be damaged down the coastline. Because it's a big, massive body of water. Because the Earth lost its moon. Technically, the moon is still there. They show it in that scene. It's just broken up. But there's still a solid mass there. So it still should be having. So I have problems with the science in this movie.
They are now. You got to remember.
Here it is. Here it is. This is the PG-13 nude scene. Let's go back to this because she does have a nice ass. Look at that.
Used to.
What do you mean?
Oh, she fell victim of that. Oh, I'm so fat, and got really, really skinny to the point of almost being unrecognizable.
Yeah, did you see RDJ recently? That he went vegan?
Yeah.
He looks like he's dying.
He does.
In the military, we would have nicknamed him a skinny.
Well, he abandoned veganism because he said that really he was dying, and now he's recuperating. Thank God.
Hey, Glenn, would you say that it's a bridge too far? Oh, yeah.
I don't think that is American trait only. Everybody loves iconic scenery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's true of anybody. It's like there are things that they know in their country, and they love seeing them referenced in other films.
What I was going to say a minute ago was, you got to remember they're sucking the water off the planet. So the coast is going to be drawn back. If they've been doing it for decades, the depending on how much water they're moving,
60 years apparently.
Right. So.
And speaking of
it's just so weird.
Movies that I love seeing Vienna Stars Russia. That's great when they do that.
And of course, this is also to help explain why the water would have receded from New York and DC and all of that. The reason why is they've been slowly siphoning it off of the planet. And they're made to believe that it's going to Titan, where other humans live. But you only see one other person that they talk to. That's all they do. And it's just really fucking weird. Now, again, if I was writing this, I would have faced the logic of only having one of those Tets above the planet. That's stupid. They would have had a ring of those things around the planet. And all you had to do in the writing was say that what happens to one Tet happens to all of them. So when they destroy one Tet, by chain reaction, it destroys all of them.
Yeah. Makes no sense to just have one and not have full coverage.
There's so many things you can do in just the basic writing of a story.
Well, but I mean, the Ted has been doing this word after word, so maybe they're.
And the
I
funny
can't
thing
find
is, a
the
lot of
words.
people don't realize that the number of versions of him doesn't necessarily mean that there's only one of them at a time, that they have sectors, and
Yeah.
We know
they're
there
unaware
isn't.
of the other sectors.
We found that out later. Yeah.
Yeah, you find that out later. So that makes sense. But the Tet thing, losing orbit, we're going out of orbit. We want to. That was dumb. That they should have Tets that are in geosynchronous orbit all the time, so they can stay in constant contact with somebody.
Here's my question: has the Tets got the alien life form on it, or is it a drone?
It's a
It's
drone.
just a drone.
Yeah, that's what I was
Because
thinking.
that person that they're talking to isn't a person; it's just
No.
AI.
It's an AI. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was hoping we'd see the aliens, but yeah.
No. Maybe in the second part. Uh-huh.
Well, their past is taken away from them, but their knowledge and abilities are still included. And they refer to it as a memory wipe, but what it is the main memory has been shut off from them. And it's later that once they become exposed to that original memory through visual stimulation or what have you, they start having memory, and he starts having memories because they can only suppress that memory so much, which again points towards this was a bad idea. You should have just used robots.
Yes.
Also, as much as I love his getaway place where he hides, how can that go
He built
unnoticed?
that.
How can Ted not know about that? How can he go?
It's
just
a
offline?
little oasis, and I get the point of it. There's this little plot of land, and it's kind of hidden inside of obscured by trees, so they can fly over and they probably wouldn't see it.
The other thing is the Ted is not looking for something like that.
But he spends a lot
Also-
of time there. Vika isn't suspicious that
Yeah,
he just
but-
goes away for
but they-
hours or days.
They don't know where he is.
Yeah, he goes off communication. So
She should
I
know
made
that
this
at
joke
all.
while we watched this, that I think this is thrown in there as sort of a gag. That's his Top Gun
Top Gun.
glasses.
Yeah.
Maverick, Iceman clicks his teeth. I can do that. It's me clicking my teeth.
The other thing is this shack, this won't withstand a strong wind.
Yeah, a storm come in. The only thing that's going to protect you is the trees. But he's in a valley. So he's really probably not going to have to deal with that. All he's got
Just
to worry
wait.
about is flooding on that little lake.
And quakes. Because,
Yeah, Tom
Valleys.
Cruise was the F-14 Tomcat. He played the Tomcat, the actual plane. He wasn't in the movie per se, but he was the plane. Shut up, Tom. Man, I've had naps like that. Yes. By the way, Glenn, the single most watched snuff film in history. Nobody ever wants to think of the Zapruder film as a snuff film, but that's what it is.
That's what it is.
And here's the ship
Yeah,
coming
this is
down.
all being done for his benefit by those characters underground that are hiding. The resistance.
Yes and no. They bringing down the Odyssey because they wanted the ship's reactor to
That's only
weaponize it.
part of it. He explains later in his, because Morgan Freeman is almost like a supervillain. He has to explain everything they did. And he
Yes.
explains that the book was there, all these things. I saw something in you. And so I put the book there for you to find. And then I brought her down because I knew that would affect you.
No, that's not what he said.
But
Okay,
he's right.
okay.
He does come off like a Bond supervillain. I thought the
Yeah, he
same
did.
thing.
You can say that all you want to, Martin. It's what happened.
No, that is not what I
I
have.
don't care what the language is. It's what he said. When you break down
No.
the essence of what he's saying,
What he said.
that was done for that reason. Sure, they could use the reactor, but the fact is he brought her down for a reason. And if you ignore that and say that didn't happen, you're missing one of the greatest points of the film, was trying to turn his character
That's it.
to their
It's an
side.
elaborate plan to try and turn him to their side.
I won't go into a discussion on air because we have a show to do, but we will discuss that later.
We'll go back and we'll watch the scene again.
Okay.
And you're gonna, maybe it's because you have trouble understanding the English sometimes. I get that, but yeah, that's what happened. 'Cause they're constantly watching him. He doesn't know that.
Yep.
That's how he knows which part in the book haunts him so much.
Well, they marked that part in the book. The book marker was right
Yeah, but they
there.
are always watching him.
Yeah, because Glenn, that is so true, because that was broadcast on television. Haunted.
Tom Baker,
Always haunted looking.
he
always looks like
is the one. He's the one who repairs everything.
He's maintenance. That's his designation. Maintenance. I think that one part that I really liked and would have enjoyed seeing more of is like 1,000 or whatever fucking Tom Cruise is coming out of a ship.
Yeah.
For combat. Because that's,
Right.
that
And the
is
big
such a
fight
great-
scene at the end of it. Yeah. That would have been cool.
It's like,
right?
holy shit.
That would have been cool. Yeah. Good idea, Gerry.
But in the end, also, there would be more Tom Cruises still, because you have those Tom Cruise's maintenance guys all over the planet.
Yep.
So all those Tom Cruise be coming there wanting to bang his wife. Got to kill some Tom Cruises today.
Right. Got to go out and thin the herd.
There can be only one.
Like the Battle of the Josh.
Oh, man. That's great.
Hey, this sex doll looks really good. Man, it looks so real.
Too much.
Yeah, I love the fake throwing up in movies. It doesn't look very good.
It never does. They never.
I
do.
always prefer the Monty Python way of doing things. They would have that pump in the hand and a line that goes up the side of the face on the opposite of the camera, goes up into the mouth and then points outward. Then they go, "Ugh," and they squeeze and just throws like vomit out. I'm like, that is, everybody should do that. It's stupid to
I'm sure
have a
you've
little
seen
bit
it.
in your mouth, because nobody throws up like that.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the meme of Adam Sandler riding the bike, turning his head and spewing.
Yes.
Yeah. That looks more realistic than what they do in most movies.
Well, that's because they did that.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they've used that. The only one that was more realistic and didn't do that was Super Troopers, because the guy that played Farva actually like made himself throw up a lot of stuff.
No, that's commitment to craft.
He would like drink a lot and then he would make himself throw up, and so the beer would come right back up. It was just gross.
Yikes.
Yeah, and by the way, if you didn't know, that pissed off the actor that played Father Damien, because he was supposed to be hitting the chest, and instead the pea soup they used hit him in the mouth and face, and it had been sitting out for a while, so it was not fresh. So that look you see on the actor's face was like for real when he got hit in the face with the puke in the first Exorcist. The one of only 2 real Exorcist films. 1 and 3 are the only real ones, because they were written by the same guy.
Just wow.
This is such an awkward dinner.
Right?
And I knew she was a bitch, by the way, as a character, when she threw the flower away that he gave her.
Yeah. Just walked right out and dumped it right off the edge. I don't need this organic shit. Right? I like my serene, pristine, sterile environment. Don't bring that in here. Yeah, and she also ends up dismissing this chick from the table too. We understand if you want to be alone. Mm-hmm.
So here's where he points it out that everyone is on Titan now. It's a moon of Saturn. And that's the bullshit that they're fed by Tet.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember this movie, Penny? It came out in 2013.
Oh, yeah. I knew of it, but I had never sat down and watched it. I think I saw the scene where he meets Morgan Freeman once on television, just flipping through the channels, and I'd never really sat down and watched this. It looked pretty cool, but I understood as soon as you said the. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as soon as you mentioned the Road Warrior aspect, that's what I remember from a Morgan Freeman scene. Those guys look like they're straight out of Road Warrior.
For the security wipe, it's like all these excuses, explanations for why they are, memories are wiped and all that shit. And it's like, but they don't bother to explain other stuff that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Again, haunted looking. She always looks haunted. It's her eyes. It's weird. She's got a weird look to her. She's pretty.
Yeah, she's got a strange
creepy.
look, man.
She's pretty and creepy at the same time.
Yep.
By the way, here on Pop Culture Minefield, we are covering all of Tom Cruise's sci-fi films, including his fantasy film, because I love the movie Legend a lot.
Yeah.
And we've done Oblivion, War of the Worlds, Edge of Tomorrow so far. So we still have Minority Report, which is a good Philip K. Dick story.
Yep.
And Vanilla Sky, which despite itself, because they've made it too long. I've always wanted to see like a fan edit cut that's an hour and a half.
How long is it?
Yeah. Have you seen the foreign film that it's based on?
Yes.
Spanish film.
I didn't know which country. I forgot which country.
Espanol, man. Come on. Get with the game.
I knew it was a foreign film. I just couldn't remember which country made
it. Any short actor would have been good in this part. I'm a dick.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, because somebody Gary's size couldn't have fit in those craft.
Ben Affleck couldn't have done this movie. He's tall. He's too tall for this role. They needed somebody dinky.
Right.
Somebody too short to be on a ride, kind of short. I remember I made fun of Tom Cruise when I made a meme because he tried to go to Afghanistan and they wouldn't let him in. Remember that back about 10 years ago? Tried to go into Afghanistan, they wouldn't let him. So I showed him, like, when he was jumping all excited on Oprah, I cut it out and put him in Afghanistan with a sign that read, "You have to be this tall to get in Afghanistan." It was right.
Oh, boy.
Look at him, always exploring. He's exploring all the time. He's supposed to be maintaining, but he's exploring.
Yeah, you're a tech, man.
He's going to get
You're
in
not a
trouble one
scout.
day.
What's wrong with you?
Now, there's one, you know, you knew somebody had fucked with that thing because that
Somebody had
wasn't the
been
way
there.
he left
Yeah,
it.
you knew
Yeah.
it. I thought maybe in that scene, I thought maybe the recorder got stolen, you know, but
No,
she eventually
they
found it. But I thought that's what that was, because that's
they
what
took
they
the
were.
reactor.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know
'Cause-
what it was at the time.
The recorder was the in-flight recorder for the mission they were on together. And he and Victoria were the only two captured from that team. Hey, it's
They
Darth
only needed
Vader.
2, I think. They only needed 2 people. Probably
You didn't
care
hear
about
that
the
joke?
rest.
I said, look, it's Darth Vader, but now the picture's gone. So
No,
the joke's gone.
no, let's go.
He wakes up like, oh man, I had a dream. I dreamt I was flying Tomcats. And some guy that looked like Val Kilmer kept biting at me.
Yeah, and we were kind of homoerotic on the beach playing volleyball. I just don't get it.
A lot of oil, a lot of skin.
Gay.
A lot of posing.
Now, by the way, when they got her in this film, Sally, the actress, she had just come off of an Oscar win. So I knew that if they're going to have an Oscar-winning actress play that part, she is a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy just got fucking hit in the face with the butt of a rifle. And all he's got is that cut on his nose. I mean, your nose is big, Tom Cruise, but it's not that big.
Well, when he's falling into that sinkhole, he's not hurt at all. That was very unbelievable. He just limps a little
again,
bit when he comes back.
You know, he's like, don't worry, my nose broke the blow. His nose takes everything. He's got a big nose. What's up, big nose? And his cousin has the same nose, that same weird thing on the end of it. But his makes him look weird. I don't know if you know who his cousin is.
No.
No idea.
Show us, Gary. Show us.
I will.
He's on it.
His name is William Mapother. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And he's been in a lot of Tom Cruise's films. But he's got the same fucking nose. Oh, it's going to make me save it to JPEG.
That big bulb on the
Fucking
end.
Google.
Yeah. The Evil Empire, as I like to call them. Yes.
We're going to put WebP on there. That'll stop people from... No, it doesn't stop us. It slows us down by a few seconds.
But that's it. It's a mere speed bump, folks.
It is. It's so stupid. Hey, look, it's Morgan Freeman playing Sting.
Tom Petty.
There you go. Tom on the left, and that's
Really?
his cousin. Yeah.
Wow.
He was in
They could be
Lost.
brothers.
He's in one or two of the Mission Impossible films. They're first cousins.
Wow.
So that's why.
They look like they're
Like,
brothers.
My first cousins are kind of like that. They have that Cassell look that I have. But I also look like my brother Steve, which is really weird. He even made a joke about it a week ago
With your
on my
beard,
page.
yeah.
Yeah, about my beard. He's starting to look like me, little brother.
He has a wild beard, though. I hope yours never grows to look like
Oh,
that.
I will never
That's
grow.
too
He
much.
looks like he's a hillbilly. My brother Steve has this crazy fucking long, narrow beard. And I'm like, God damn, man. Still looks haunted. She's still, no matter what she does, her eyes always make her look like she's haunted. Oh, you think that song was good, Morgan says. Wait till you hear my version of Missionary Man.
Oh boy.
And he really is. He's written like a Bond villain,
Yeah.
even though he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
takes you
this
a
is
while
where-
to figure that out.
Well, the reason he's there is instead of showing, they tell you. They explain things, which is really, that's a rule that he bent really badly in this film, in his writing of the story. And show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. It's a great rule in screenwriting. And so they couldn't show it because it probably would have made the film another half hour longer.
And it's already over 2 hours.
I thought
But
it was
hey,
cool.
last night I found out I never knew that there was a different cut of Superman 4.
Oh,
One
God.
that, if they had kept the scenes in there, would have made the movie make sense. And so I watched one of the latest episodes of Minty, and I'm like, that's why I like him, because even though his jokes are just terrible, he does come up with some really cool information. Stuff that if I wanted to take the time to go find out, I'm sure I could find out too. But that he did it saves me the trouble. So I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a making of video. Martin, you might want to share that with the chat.
I want to go watch that after the
It's
show.
over on YouTube. Yeah, we can watch it afterward. I think it'd be kind of cool to see the way it pulled off some of the stuff for this film.
That puts me in a bit
You know,
of
a lot of
pickle.
people complain about Tom Cruise as an actor, and I'm like, I really don't know. He's no different than any other good-looking actor.
I just defended him a couple days ago on a post on Facebook about terrible actors, and he got named a lot. So I went and posted in his defense that even though I don't like him as a guy, as a man, like human being, I like him in movies because he makes movies that we actually want to see. While
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood only caters to the woke bubble and is whining about us not watching the bullshit they're putting out. He cares
Yeah,
for
I
the
think-
audience and he listens.
I think he's only had really 2 films where I don't think he did a stupendous job in. Far and Away and The Interview with the Vampire are 2 of his weakest films, acting-wise.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been cast in Interview with the Vampire. He was totally wrong.
That was star power, and the only reason why. But he's great in, look, I'm going to point out some films that are really good. I will never watch Born on the 4th of July because I hate that movie, what it represents, and I hate Oliver Stone because he's a commie.
I can't watch it.
but
I
he's-
can't watch it either, Gary. I'm with you on that one.
He is so good in The Color of Money. He's kind of an
Yes.
asshole, and he
Yes.
nails it. He's good in A Few Good Men. He is good in The Last Samurai. He's
Yes.
God, what was some of the other great films that he was? I loved him in Risky Business.
Yeah.
I loved him in Legend. I thought he did the role. This is back before he had his teeth fixed. He did Legend,
Right.
so he still got crooked ass teeth
Mhm.
in that movie.
Mhm.
And Rain Man, holy shit! But there's this one film. Oh, Jerry Maguire's another good one. Jerry Maguire, I love
Jerry
that
Maguire's
film.
awesome. Yep.
There's this one film I'm trying to think of. What the? Oh my God. I'm having a brain fart. I'm going to go to IMDb. I give
Tell
up.
me what it's about and who's in it.
I'm having a brain fart, so I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to go through his thing here, his retinue of films. I hated Rock of Ages. That was a terrible movie.
Rock
That
of
wasn't
Ages
his fault.
was terrible.
Oh, I love, he's good at comedy. Fuck, Night and Day, the director's cut. Whoa,
Yes.
that's a fun movie. He's good in
Yes.
Valkyrie. Oh my God.
Never
Lions
seen
for
Valkyrie.
Lambs was a Hollywood anti-war film that blew up in their face. It's like, when you make a good war film, it is by proxy an anti-war film.
Anti-war film,
Horrifying.
yeah.
Collateral. Oh my fucking God, his intensity in that fucking movie.
Yes.
Let's see, what's the other one? Magnolia. That's it.
Yes.
That's the movie I
He's
couldn't
awesome
think
in
of.
Magnolia. Yes.
I'm watching him lose it, and I'm losing it with him. I get super emotional watching that scene where he's expressing hatred for a man who caused him so much pain. But then after he gets that all out, he doesn't want his father to die.
Right. Yeah.
He begs him, don't die. Don't leave me.
That, you know, people that say he can't act, I always point to that movie. Go watch that movie. Tell me he can't act. Yeah.
I showed that scene to Anima one day. That's acting.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, people who say he can't act just have a grudge.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It has nothing to do with his actual skills. It has to do with their disdain for him. So I just kind of slough it off. And like, whatever. I know better than what you're saying.
A lot of people just refuse to watch any movies that he is in because of who he is. And that's stupid. You miss out on great movies.
Oh, yeah. Because look, man, I'm the first person to tell you that guy's fucking crazy in real life. He's a nice guy. I'm not saying he's not a nice guy. A lot of people like him because he's a really sweet guy, very friendly, very helpful. But in the end, that guy really religiously believes that we were aliens that ended up in a volcano, and these souls get used, and you have to go clear before you can finally attain in full enlightenment. You got to go clear. And it's like, look, man, I could have an easier time believing in the holy blood of Jesus Christ than I can in that one.
Right. Yeah. He is the
I mean,
face
that's
of
beyond the spaghetti
made-up
monster in
religion.
the sky.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's his, and I even said this back in high school. Someone says, have you ever read any of L. Ron Hubbard's sci-fi novels? I went, yeah. He says, what did you think? They're pretty bad. He's not a very good writer. So you have a really bad science fiction writer.
Create a religion.
Creates a religion based on science fiction. And it's like, so it's not going to be really good, which is why they're so secret about, what is it, Xenu, I think is what the species?
No, that's the name of the villain, the Overlord.
I don't know.
Yes,
I've forgotten.
I'm not asking.
so much
I'm
about
telling.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I don't really remember. I read Dianetics in high school, along with Battlefield Earth and all that other stuff. The terrible writer. Shatner is 10 times the science fiction writer he is. And I think both of them use ghostwriters to work with.
I think everybody does that.
And there's a famous science fiction writer who punched him in the mouth and told him that he was a third-rate science fiction writer. Because he tried to lure him into Scientology, Dianetics. I got to tell you, I do like these. This is the 12-minute video called them Dime Store TIE Fighters.
Right. Discount TIE Fighters. Nice.
I like all of them except two. John Woo's film is crap. I don't agree with you at all on that one. What I liked on that is what's referred to as world building. They were building a world, which is what Tom wanted and why he felt that John Woo didn't work. That's why he had final say in that film, but he still couldn't save it. Yeah, I know. Charlton Heston, what a great fucking actor.
How can you
I
hate
love
him?
that guy. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, come on. This scene right here.
You take a hell of a long time to say goodbye.
That was great.
And we're going to do that movie. I want to do that film because I love the movie, The Big Country. Gregory Peck and Charlton Heston, opposite ends of the same spectrum. Because they both have such weird patterns of speech and are very harsh voices. But I love both actors, man. So here, lightning knocks him out of the sky. And it's equal to being hit by an EMP pulse, which is why I find it so weird that they were able to reboot that alien tech, I guess. They can't do clones worth of crap, but they can make robots. So why did they bother?
Oh, wait. Rock and roll looks like the droid scanning, I'm sure. There we go. Yeah.
And was that Elvis Presley or what was that? That little bobblehead.
That's Elvis. He keeps calling him
is
Bob.
Elvis.
He calls him Bob, but that's Elvis. Yeah.
They should have had Nick Cage. They should have had Nick Cage play him.
Bad Johnny Cash.
They should have had Nicholas. They should have had Nicolas Cage do it. Remember, he was Dashboard Elvis,
right?
On Saturday Night Live. Probably one of the best skits he ever did. Dashboard Elvis. Hi there.
Can't be Johnny Cash because he's got a white jacket on. It's got to be Elvis. Yep. Got to be.
These helicopters or the gyrocopters, whatever they want to call them, are really cool because they have jet propulsion on them, but they're designed like an actual vehicle that exists. It looks a lot like it. It's one of the precursors to the Osprey.
Yeah. That's what I thought of when I saw it, how the engines turned.
Dashboard Elvis.
That's it. Bob. His name's Bob. That's his Wilson, I guess. Right? Since there's no humans around. Right?
Wilson.
That's Wilson.
Wilson. I went to see that movie with a bunch of my friends, and one of their names is Wilson. I'm still friends with him.
Wow. He never
and every time he would do that, he'd go, "What?"
Right? What? God, every time somebody cracks a joke about the president and uses his first name, I'm like, what? I didn't do it. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever called him Joe. I always call him Biden. It's like I don't call Donald Trump Donald. I always call him Trump.
Yeah,
Obama's the same way.
Yeah.
I think of
Carter.
I don't know any president
Reagan.
I've ever referred to him by their first name.
A
Reagan.
lot of people said Ronald Reagan's full name when they talked about him. A lot of them did because he was an actor before he was president. You know, I know a lot of older people call him.
Oh, I've seen a lot of his movies, and I'm old.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was it Bedtime for Bonzo?
Bedtime.
He's
for
in
Bonzo.
that one. Yeah, he was in a chimpanzee movie. Yeah, Ronald Reagan. Which is funny because I learned that because of Johnny Carson. Because Johnny Carson's director for the show was used to direct those old movies and had directed Ronald Reagan, was friends with Ronald Reagan.
I didn't know about it until the puppet that puppet company that's in Great Britain did the video for Phil Collins.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are they called? Hey, Limey's in the chat. Help me here.
Right. It's
because I am such a fan of that show. And when they worked on the Genesis song, I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Land of Confusion.
Land of Confusion was the video. Yeah. I'm sitting there singing the lyrics, trying to remember what the title was.
Fred DeCordova. That was his name. Fred DeCordova was the director of the Johnny Carson show. And he used to work with Ronald Reagan. So I've always thought that was fucking cool. And I'm trying to think right now. Splitting Image. Is that it? Did I say it? Splitting image. Spitting image. Spitting image.
Spitting image sounds better because that's what you
Hold
say
on.
when somebody looks just like somebody else.
Spitting image puppets. See if I nailed it. Did I get that right? That's him. Spitting image.
There you go. Mhm.
They had a revival a few years back, but I don't know. They were from another time. I also don't think, because all the comedy comes from the left side. It's always the left making fun of political figures they don't like. I wonder who that's going to be. And I'm going to try to see if I can find that helicopter.
Dead.
Right.
The helicopter is a Bell
L-47. That's it.
7. Yeah.
Someone's walking around behind Joe.
What? That's my dog.
Yeah.
That's Cotton. She's clicking. Her feet are clicking on a wooden floor. Yep.
And he really likes to hold that weapon left-handed.
That is so weird.
See, that's the photo, and then you find out later when you watch the mission video that she snapped that photo and he just happened to turn. Still haunted. No matter what angle, her eyes make her look haunted. That's so weird. Yeah, that guy is like had some serious accidents, and all he's got is a gash on his nose and a little road rash on his cheek.
I mean,
Man,
when
that
the
guy
rope
blackened.
snaps and he falls back into that sinkhole, he's not even. I mean,
Yeah, that's a
you
20-foot
can't
fall.
breathe when you fall like that. You can't breathe for
Oh,
a
yeah.
moment. They don't
It
show
knocks
that.
the
He just gets
wind
up.
out of you. Yeah.
I fell out of a hammock once and I thought I would suffocate.
I remember when I was 16 and I got caught, or I was about to get caught being at a friend's house I wasn't supposed to be hanging out with because my dad found out they smoked weed. He didn't want me hanging out with him. And so he came looking for me, and I had to jump out of a second-story window.
Whoa.
And I landed on my feet, and I got that thing that happens when you land on your arches. It just was pure pain. And I got up and I fucking ran. It ran right through the pain because I did not want to get caught. Ran back up to the apartment, and suddenly I was in there, and Dad's like walks in the apartment and finds me. He goes, "Where were you?" I said, "I was here. I came in here looking for you." I said, "Well, I was in the closet, probably working on something." He had a big walk-in closet. And he didn't know what to do. He's like, "I don't know how you did this." I told him years later, and he goes, "I knew you left the apartment when I told you not to." Yeah, she says, "Oh, I want to see that movie, Top Gun." And I don't think Tom Cruise ever did a baseball movie. What's up with that?
Wears a lot of baseball caps. Just about every movie.
But he played volleyball.
But you're right. He's a volleyball star. That's it. Yeah,
That's not sexy walking out with just a sweater on. And by the way, I wanted to tell you, Anima, because I said that the last Mission Impossible film, it felt like it was Tom Cruise breaking up with one girlfriend to get a new girlfriend. I got to get a younger girlfriend. But I found out that no, it was Rebecca Ferguson that felt that her character had gone as far as she could go and needed to die. She wanted her character to die.
Really? That was her decision. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, dude, that's why they try to keep it so secret, Tom. It's like, it's just bizarro shit. And it's actually caused some people, when they learn it finally, to get the fuck out of that religion. They're like, that's just stupid. That's bad science fiction.
I don't know if I could trust a religion written by a science fiction writer, really. I mean, you have to question that from the get-go, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You would think. Well, we're not going to hear "We'll Be Back in 2 and 2" anymore. Chuck Woolery passed away.
Who?
Chuck Woolery died?
Chuck Woolery. He was the host.
Yeah, I know who he was.
Actually, he was. I was telling Anima. He was actually a host of Wheel of Fortune early, and he's best known for Love Connection. It was a dating show that he did, and he'd always say at the commercial breaks, "We'll be back in 2 and 2." That was his little tagline when they went to commercial breaks. He was a funny guy. Yeah, he was really funny.
Oh, that's always hilarious, man.
Yep.
I'm just looking, it's like, no shit. Woolery performed as Mr. Dingle on the show The New Zoo Review. I watched that as a kid too. New Zoo Review, coming right at you.
Yep. That's old. Wow.
Freddie the Frog, Henrietta Hippo.
Man, when you guys talk about the shit that you watched when you were kids, I feel like I grew up on a different planet because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. It was a different planet back then. Believe that. Totally.
And I'm going to go back. Xeno is the fucking religion, Scientology's alien race.
No, he's the leader of that race. It's the big honcho. The big kahuna.
Then what's the name of the alien race?
That one I don't remember. But I know that is mentioned. Oh man. I can't remember.
All right, so the story of Xeno is covered in OT3. What the fuck is that? Thaden.
Not the Thadens. Yes.
The Thadens. And Xeno is the leader. Got it. It's just really bad science fiction in the guise of a religion he created solely because he wanted to avoid paying taxes. It's why he did it.
Genius. That's
Genius and yet still an idiot.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Sting. Oh, wait, no, that's Morgan Freeman.
That's Morgan Freeman. That's right.
Yeah, Sting made those glasses famous with the wraparound.
That is Sting in the Netflix version.
Yeah, because he was race swapped with Morgan Freeman. Hey, Morgan, sing Roxanne. Oh, did Don finally write me?
What?
Oh, no show tonight.
Hey, that means I get to hang out with you. Yay.
This guy can go anywhere he wants in this world because they've used clones and they can't tell the difference. That's awesome. The ultimate spy. No wonder Morgan Freeman wanted them to work with him, right? Pretty cool stuff.
I would have had him a little more beat up.
Yeah, he was in the fight with himself, and he's a tough dude.
It's
He's
funny, but
sporting-
in one shot you can actually see that it's a stuntman and not him. They should have.
Yeah, there's
Covered
a
a lot
still
better.
in that 12-minute video, and you can clearly see that's not him. It's a stuntman, or that it's a double for him
Yeah.
that he's fighting himself. But I
That
do
was
like that
clumsy.
scene. It's a nice throwback to Star Trek.
Right?
Pussy Kirk versus Evil Kirk.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I want to live.
You know, the Kirk that's a little grapey.
I want to live.
Are you okay, Joe?
He's doing the line from that
I'm doing the
episode.
line from Star Trek
Oh.
episode.
I told her.
Yep.
This one came as a shock. I was not expecting this. That they were tracking him and used him to lead them to this base to wipe out the last remnants of humans in America, or just this one part of America.
Well, in that part. Here's the thing. Remember when he got captured, Vika asked Sally to track for him, and the Ted found a trace of DNA.
Right. Yeah.
And
his
then-
partner
and then-
sent the drones out. Yeah.
Yes, and when Sally, when they escape, the Ted access the computer on Tower 49 to get those logs and follow the trace.
Yeah. His partner sent the drone out. Try and find him.
What is Tom talking about? Tommy glasses?
Morgan Freeman glasses.
Tommy glasses.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm thinking Tommy. I don't remember anybody wearing those in the movie Tommy.
I was thinking Tom Petty earlier because he had a pair like that in that music video that was cut right out of the Road Warrior. You know, you got lucky, babe, when I found you. That one with the weird car and everything in it. He had a pair of those, kind of like you see in steampunk pictures. He had a top hat and he had a pair of those on top of it, on the brim.
Okay.
Gerry knows what I'm talking about. It was a music video he'd made for a popular song in the 80s.
You remember the song?
You got lucky, babe. I think. Hang on, I'll make sure. You got lucky, babe, when I found you. Bam, bam,
I know the
bam.
ones you're talking about. Yeah, Tom Petty had those. I'm trying to find the ones of Sting, and here we go. I found them. This is back when I was about 16 when these photos were taken.
But yeah, I remember Sting wearing those too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've got a couple of photos from the 80s of Sting wearing those glasses. They're very reflective round glasses, but they had the side guards.
Mm-hmm.
There's one,
Oh.
and this is the
interesting.
same pair of glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, Rumble is gonna see an influx of cash, apparently. Dr. Disrespect is leaving YouTube for Rumble.
Wow.
That may change some things on the platform.
Well, you
Okay.
know, look what happened when Joe Rogan made his move. Now he's putting her in there, and this is really odd. Like, why did she have to go in there? I still don't understand the point of her being put back into stasis in this thing. Because
Maybe he was. I
It
think he
only
was
serves
trying to
the
avoid the
purpose.
fight with her, man, because she wanted to go with him.
Yeah.
and-
So he's tricking her.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, we're gonna die together. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, baby. Yeah. That's what I think, Gary. I could be completely wrong.
No,
I
that
think they
is what
should
it
explain
was.
that stuff. Well, they don't explain it. You're just
Oh, because
guessing that's why.
because then you have no
Because-
twist.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's only put there as a device for the audience. It doesn't serve any other purpose other than to confuse us and make us think, oh, she's up there.
What are you looking up now?
Information on something else.
Okay.
And this whole scene is him listening to the log, so he can see exactly what we see exactly what happened during the log. I thought that was a neat way of doing it. That was a neat way of showing what was happening on that log. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it keeps helping jog his memory up.
Mm-hmm.
However, what the hell? He's going to die at this point. So
Right.
I know everything back.
Right.
And that ship looks so believable. The
Mhm.
interior. They even had a guy that had worked on had worked no, the guy is a NASA junkie. He collects even debris from launches and everything, and have designs and pictures of cockpits and shit. And when they show him the fake copy, the guy was, damn, this look real.
Right. I liked the inside. Am I the only one that thinks that the inside of the Tet looked like the inside of the mothership on Independence Day? I mean, that looked a
Yeah,
lot.
there's a little similarities to it, the angles and shit.
Mm-hmm. A lot cleaner. Now,
Yeah.
you know, the Independence Day ship looked like it was a lot more lived in. You know, but
Well, it has people
same kind
living
of
in it.
triangle windows and the same orifices, the way they open and everything. And yeah.
Dude, there's a scene when you see an endless row of fucking drones waiting to be activated. Man, you're fucked. You have to blow that
Yeah,
tent.
you're
You can't
screwed
do
in
that.
here. Don't slip up, bro, because you're gonna get.
That's
blasted.
another logic error that he spent so much time finding these two drones that got lost when they have so many just hanging around, not doing anything. They could have just sent two new ones.
Well, remember the tent is on a long way, long away mission.
That doesn't explain logic errors like that.
Yeah, well, maybe the tent doesn't have building capabilities, which no, it should have. But it is always recommendable to fix instead of just discard. If it's fixable, fix it. If it's unfixable, okay, you can replace it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Remember, you don't know if you're even gonna get the same materials on other planets. See, that's the disposable mentality that they have imprinted on us.
Oh, I hate that.
Not
I'm
everybody
all for
listens. To that.
repairing and stuff.
Not everybody listens to that, Martin. Not everybody subscribes to that.
Yeah, thank God. But only the right to repair efforts are only beginning 10 years ago. That's that's absurd that people have to fight for that. Farmers can't even repair their own tractors. What the hell?
Yeah,
They
that's
want you to
stupid.
consume. They want you to keep buying.
Yep.
And that really sucks.
Oh, Horatius. This is cool. Everybody dies, Sally. Yeah.
It's just a matter of how.
That's it. Rage against the dying of the light. Yes.
What did he say? What's his last line? Fuck you, Sally.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great last line.
Now, do you think it was a conscious effort to make Sally look like Hal?
Maybe.
Well, there's that
The red-
shot that the
red
eye
glowing
looks
eye.
a lot like the always staring HAL
The
9000.
drones have it. This thing has it. You know, yeah.
The drones look like the pods of the Odyssey. The ship was called the Odyssey.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Jack. I can't do that. Open the pod bay door, Hal. My name is Sal. Sally.
I can only open the back door.
Martin breached. Nice one.
Thank you.
Give yourself a video.
I thought that would be the end, but you know, the ending that they chose for this really, you know, it makes me
It was
think.
cheesy.
It makes me think Gerry is right. They're going to have to fend off a whole lot of within the herd occasionally.
And by the way, I just want to point out that Jack fucked her one time and made a baby.
A very Russian-looking baby. Now, I am not as
I think the kid is very well cast.
yes.
It
Uh,
really looks like it's their kid.
I am not as
I
worried.
think they're both so method they made that baby.
Oh, okay. Let me
That's
finish.
great.
I am not as worried at the myriad of horny jacks appearing. I am worried about the myriad of sperm vicas plotting to kill everyone out of spite.
Look out, Olga. You're dripping Tom Cruise everywhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. It's fucked up. Who cares?
You guys.
So, yeah, the aliens would have second guessed that an advanced species would see through it. Yeah, an actual advanced species wouldn't have done things the way they do in this film. They made mistakes like this. They wouldn't have survived exactly.
Oh, like you said about your fishing expedition theory, that, you know, maybe that's what they do with every race when they run into something like this. They get some of their people.
We need to draw them out.
abduction.
That should have been included in the plot or the story.
Right. An explanation.
Because it's
of it,
clearly a good device to use.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, it's sorry, this kind of reminds me of Willow for some reason.
Right.
Ending. The Willow ending.
Yeah.
It's Dime Store Val Kilmer. And oh my God, you brought me another Tom Cruise. Thank you. I didn't get you anything.
Thanks for the toy. I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Tom Cruise, and I'm always running from my gay thoughts.
His sexuality
You can't catch
always
me,
been in
gay
question,
thoughts.
hasn't it? Yeah, his sexuality's always been in question. It always has.
I just wonder why it took him so long to get back to her.
It's been what, 2 years?
Yeah,
Sweet
3.
God,
This,
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
this kid,
3 years.
That kid's between 2 and 3 years old. Gotta be.
That's ridiculous.
They're talking already. Yeah.
You expect her to save herself for you?
I want to know how he untied himself.
Yeah, he's out in the. Well, I don't think he did. I think they found him and untied him like immediately. Captured
No,
him
he untied himself.
He had to.
off camera.
Yes.
On
Yeah.
camera,
He figured
had
out
to.
how to untie himself when he was hogtied or whatever. the fuck
I
they
don't
said.
know.
All
I
he did
just
was
know.
hide-
I just know
all he
that
did was hide
that
his hands. That's it. Yeah.
49 ties him, flew away to
52. 52 did not untie himself. I'm telling you, Morgan Freeman found him, or dime store
let me finish, please.
Jamie Lannister.
49 ties 52. He goes away, get the med kit, and when he lands back, you can see that the word in English. Well, you can see the thing what he was tied to in the ground.
Mhm.
49 disembarks, look at the ropes, and then run to the collective wife.
The collective wife.
The collective one. I like it. Good
It's a
movie.
lot of voodoo. A lot of voodoo going on there, Martin.
That is what happened.
There's a lot of
On screen.
unanswered questions, but you know, it leaves a lot to the imagination. But I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good.
It's
It's
a
a fun
fun
watch.
film,
Yeah.
and it's what it is. It's pure entertainment. It lacks in the science department and the logic department, but it's still fun. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I love how Tom Cruise still finds a way to bring a motorcycle in there somehow and fucking run. I got to run.
Yep.
Even though he's trying to run on sand. You ever try to run on sand? Yeehaw.
Yes.
I played beach volleyball, man.
Talk about a workout.
He
Yeah.
I'm
run
talking about dry sand. I'm talking
upwards.
dry sand. Yeah, it's just like you're not getting much traction when you try to run in dry sand. It's just like I almost died in dry sand once.
Yeah.
I started sinking in it. And I'm like, oh, what the hell was I? I was like 9, and I started sinking in the sand. And I'm like, oh shit! I hope my friends notice and hear me when I'm yelling for them. Hey guys! Hey guys! Finally, one of them poked their head around and went, "Hey, you okay? No, can you pull me out of here because I'm stuck? It's getting deeper." We were playing on. It was, what do you call it? Construction sand, and it's fine coarse sand, and it was held between cinder block walls, different grades of sand and rock. And I was up with my friends playing in sand, and then I went to the top and started to sink. And they went around the corner. I'm like, oh shit. That was in Phoenix. That shit was scary. But you know, I learned that there are more dangerous things than quicksand. Just sand is dangerous. Because when we were kids, we had an inordinate fear of quicksand. Even
Everybody, Gerry.
though nobody's ever really
That's
seen
a
it.
worldwide phenomenon.
I have never seen it up close and personal.
What do you think of Annihilation? That fucking movie is boring and stupid. They
Never
hacked
watched
that poor book.
Never watched it. It looked
Oh,
really weird.
Oh, that movie? Yeah.
If you have insomnia, go for it.
Again, if you're
I could
going to
try
do
that.
something, have a damn good reason why you're doing it. And they don't even bother. We're going to just suddenly throw a bunch of females to go do a mission because, like, one of them's husband is missing.
Not a bunch of females, a bunch of scientists. That is a line in the movie.
It's just fucking dumb.
Oh,
It just reeks of woke. And I watched the movie, and then I regretted having seen it.
yeah,
it was terrible.
I
I
can
feel
relate.
Sounds like a
dumber for
waste
having
of
watched
time.
it. Terrible science fiction.
However, there's one that is even worse.
Oh no.
Ad Astra. Oh my god.
And that one was hyped when it was coming out.
Yeah, but it was a piece of shit.
That's the one with Brad Pitt, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Going looking for his dad. I think was it Tommy Lee
Yeah.
Jones?
But
Yeah, I saw it when it came out, and I was like, it's like,
Man with
oh,
issues.
I
the
want to
movie.
make 2001: A Space Odyssey for today. It's like, well, then get Arthur C. Clarke to write it, a real scientist. Just a suggestion. I just pulled it up. Hold on. James Gray. Who is that fucking dude? Oh my god, that guy looks like a dweeb. He did Lost City of Z. Not a great film, not a bad film. Oh, I like the movie We Own the Night. That's pretty good. Two Lovers. That sounds really bad. The Immigrant. That just sounds like a terrible name for a film. I never saw The Yards. I don't know if that was any good. Little Odessa. Not a very good film. Blood Ties. I don't really see a lot of films of his that I liked. So that's that. But that's it. We watched Oblivion slideshow today. I enjoyed the film. Anima had a good time watching it.
I did.
And like I said, I plan to do all of his sci-fi films at some point. I'm thinking maybe do Minority Report next and then do Vanilla Sky. Even though Legend's not science fiction, it is fantasy, and I am a fan of that. And I do think I do want to revisit that film sometime. I always enjoyed the original music soundtrack to that film because they brought again Tangerine Dream. I think that was who did the music for that.
They're great. Last thing I saw they did was Drive with Ryan Gosling. They did music for that.
Yeah, Tangerine Dream. And Jerry Goldsmith, and I bought the soundtrack when it came out. Jerry Goldsmith was finally given the go-ahead for a release on his original Legend soundtrack. And it's such a different soundtrack. And what's his name? Roxy Music. What's his name? Oh my God, Roxy Music. Nobody's helping me. Okay.
No, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
know that.
Yep.
Brian Ferry did that end song for the film. And it's a good song. I like the song, but I didn't like the Tangerine Dream music. And I think it was the studio and not Ridley Scott that, because Ridley Scott hired Jerry Goldsmith to do the soundtrack. Tangerine Dream. Let me see if I can find. Because they did some more films. I've talked about them.
The Kid, for example.
Yeah, they did that one. It did Driver.
Hey.
That was the first synthesized soundtrack. Was Driver by Michael Mann. And Michael Mann liked them, and Ridley Scott ended up using them for Legend. So they've done several soundtracks. I think they're kind of weak. I think their soundtrack for Thief was the movie. Thief was the best use of their soundtrack music. It's really very mood setting. Oh, Helen Place is here. What's up? Thank you. Yeah. Brian Ferry he was somebody I listened to back in the 80s. You know, I kind of like Roxy music, but they didn't have very many hits, which is why most people don't remember him, because he doesn't have a lot of hits. He has like a couple of songs that people go, oh, that's who that is? Oh, okay. And Brian Ferry looks like freaking James Bond back in the day. He had the perfect hair, always wearing suits or tuxedo type stuff.
I find people weird who do that.
He did it for publicity reasons. I don't think he dressed that way around the house or anything. So, but that's it. I'm done.
He's
I'm
spent.
tired.
Great effects in this film. I think there's false light thing is something that I have problems with, and I notice it. No matter how realistic they make some of the effects, the fact is there's something that occurs with white light, you know, when the sun hits things and it creates that whiting effect that you lose because CG doesn't know how to do that. Still doesn't know how to do it. And so you get this graying effect. You can see it in our background right now. Look at that sky, how the graying there. There shouldn't be any graying there at all. The bleaching out occurs because of all the white. And the minute you alter that and do the graying, the eye catches that. And you automatically know this is CG.
Yeah, that's, you know, they're above the clouds, so it shouldn't be diminished at all. It should be really bright.
Did you say clowns? They're above the clowns?
Clouds.
I think I said clouds.
Oh, clouds. Oh, good. I was getting freaked out. Like, oh my God, there were clowns in this movie. I didn't even notice them.
Okay.
Oh,
Now you know, Joe.
Tim
Now you
worries
know.
that I have problems.
Yeah, wait. I'm on it.
What are we
I
waiting
will
for?
run it. For this.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Always the show.
He's there.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
At some point, every time.
Thanks for showing up.
So let me look up something. Before we go, I can look up some trivia here. It's no harm.
Not at all.
Oh, did you know that there were no scientific people involved with the making of this film? Yeah, I know.
No
I did.
shit.
It shows.
It doesn't say that,
Yeah.
but yeah. Although they did have a NASA person there for some stuff, for the technical stuff, but when it came down to the story, nobody was there to help. Let's see.
Good to see you, Tim.
Yeah, and I wasn't aware that he's the guy who directed Tron Legacy, because I like that film despite the bad CG on de-aging of Jeff Bridges.
Still haven't seen it.
Does your man have
Whoops.
everything like that? He doesn't
Shut
have
up.
one of these.
Shut up. Why is my microphone running? It shouldn't be.
Oh, that's interesting. The scene of Jack Harper on a precipice watering a small plant was filmed on Earl's Peak in Iceland. It's 2,000 feet high. The crew had to use an actual helicopter to get the crew and cast up there. The filming location. Okay. Jack's bike is a Honda CRF 450X. Saturn's moon Titan is the second largest moon in the solar system and the only object other than Earth to contain liquid methane. The surface is cold. It's negative 180 degrees Celsius or negative 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Tom Cruise's 50th birthday occurred while filming this. Guy doesn't look 50 in this. I swear to
Jesus,
God.
no,
No.
he doesn't.
There's a painting of him somewhere rotting.
More proof
Yeah,
that he
right?
made a deal with the devil. Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
He
no doubt.
did.
It's a deal with the painting.
Yeah.
No, with Xenu.
In fact, I think that we should all trick Tom Cruise into starring in a new remake of Dorian Gray and expose him to the real painting. And then he will suddenly age and
Watch
die.
him just
Why would
crumble
you
into
do
ash.
that?
I don't know.
Because he's
Why
an
would you
asshole.
do that? You have to think bigger than that. Maybe we can use his blood like Dracula's blood and make everybody young again.
Yo, man, I want some Dracula blood. Give me some of that Dracula blood. I don't know why I'm doing a black guy voice. Yo, man. Give me some of that
Hey,
blood.
Mike's in the house.
What's up, blood? What's up, blood? Hey,
It was
Mikey.
fun though when you came on Keith's show and pretended to be a black guy. That was funny.
Initially, Walt Disney had acquired the rights to Joseph Kosinski's script in a heated auction. However, they later realized that making a PG-related film based on the script would require a lot of story changes. The rights were subsequently acquired by Universal, who still managed to make it a PG-13
Yeah.
film.
And if that version of Disney would have done this movie, I guarantee you that Ted would have been just misunderstood.
No, they would have flipped it, and Tom's character, or Jack would have been the guy that stays back, and Vic is the one that goes out into the world doing shit. That's what would have happened if Disney made it, and she would have been a princess, a new Disney princess. In a flashback scene, the completed New World Trade Center buildings are visible in the background. When Jack holds up the ring in front of the binoculars, the movie. Oh, you see it in the background, right? The movie was released in April 2013. The first tower was finished in October. That's odd.
Well, the scene with the ring and the viewer that happens technically on 2017. So they could have been. I don't know exactly when and if all those buildings were completed in the real world.
In the real world, they were completed the first one was completed in October, months after the movie. So they did a CG building in the background, so as to be accurate, because it was a 2017 skyline. So anyway, the painting on the wall of the house there is a woman in a wheat field titled Christina's World, and was painted by American artist, part of a legacy of artists, Andrew Wyeth. His grandfather was just an amazing artist, N.C. Wyeth. He did like Treasure Island and shit like that. His paintings, the way he did clouds, inspired me as a kid. I wanted to paint clouds like that. The whooping along heard as Discovery nears the Tet is taken from sounds produced by TAWS, Terran Avoidance Warning System, actually used in aircraft. These systems help alert flight crews to impending collision and other flight problems. Sample Ashcan chapter of the novella was first distributed at San Diego Comic-Con in 2008 for free. The sample eventually ended up in the hands of Tom Cruise, who approached Joseph Kosinski to develop the film and story. Development continued in background while Kosinski was working on Tron Legacy, with the film and the novella released at the same time to prevent spoilers. The NASA logo mostly used in the film is the worm logo type with the noodle letters. So yeah, from 1975. In the beginning of the film, during Jack's voiceover detailing the war with the scavs, a destroyed tower structure is visible. This is the CN Tower in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Also seen in this sequence are the ruins of the Cyclone roller coaster and the Wonder Wheel at Coney Island, Pentagon Washington Monument, and the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C., which is stupid, and the airport half submerged in the ocean with wrecked planes in the water and land. Last one, the Oblivion Project originated as an 8-page treatment written by John Krasinski, or Joseph Krasinski, which was pitched in 2007 to Barry Levin and Jesse Berger at Radical Publishing as a graphic novel. The project was subsequently developed into an illustrated novella released to coincide with the film. There you go. Had some cool albums in that one scene, if anybody caught it. Asia
Yeah.
album. And Anima's never even heard Asia until I played it for her.
What?
No, don't think I have.
Never heard of it. And I'm like, it came out the year you were born, for God's sakes.
That is probably why. Jesus.
No excuse. No excuse.
I grew up with classical music. I didn't have a radio until I was 13, I think.
Man, oh man. So once again, for those of you just joining us, that's Tom Cruise on the left, and that's his cousin on the right, who's been in a lot of the stuff he's worked on. And because of his relationship with J.J. Abrams, he got cast in Lost, the TV series. If the Empire State Building is buried up to the top, why is this like this? It makes no sense. And we will be doing, I think Minority Report should be the next film we do, followed by Legend. And then the last one we'll do of Tom Cruise's.
Yeah, but Minority
or
Report is
the
not
sci-fi
military.
fantasy is Vanilla Sky. What's that?
Minority Report is not military.
I'm not going to do it on Military Monday. None of the films left here aren't going to be done on Military Monday. They're just going to be done on our channel. So we'll probably do them on a Wednesday or a Saturday. Legend in particular will be a Saturday show. Vanilla Sky, we might do that on a Wednesday. Tom Cruise's Minority Report, I think Saturday show. That's a Saturday show.
I would put all these shows in the group for Wednesday and Saturday and let the guys decide. Because some of them can't make the Saturday show, only Wednesday. So if we have a bigger panel, if we do it on a Wednesday, that's when we should do it.
Okay.
Hey, fuck you,
Well,
guys.
I'm thinking about Mephisto in particular because he streams on Saturdays too. So if he wants to be part of the show.
Technically, I stream every day, sometimes several times.
Hey, Zax. All right, can we get out here?
What? Oh, I thought you guys ended it already. Are we still here?
I'm tired. Let's go.
No idea. Well, I want to thank Vin Zinger for being here, Penny, Glenn Fleming. Good to see you guys. Tom Baker. Two of my Limey friends are here. Helen Place, FKC 2005 was here. Tim. And of course, my buddy Mikey, the Comic Relief Crusader. And my dear friend, Zax is here, also known as Kyle. Alucard, Dr. Alucard. It's Dracula backwards. Because, like, look, I watched the original horror films, but it's so funny when they put that in Ed Wood, the hell, Dr. Alucard, Dr. Alucard, and then it's Dracula. No, it's Dr. Acula. That's it. Dr. Acula. Dr. Acula. Dr. Acula. Dracula. It's like, yeah, I get it. Are you serious? Is this a joke? Guy thinks he's like been sent there as a prank. So, we're out of here. I'm done. So let's do the outro. Hey, everybody, have a good Monday. And there will be no live show tonight with Dawn. Dawn's taking the day off. And so I'm going to go have an appointment here in about 2 hours. And then I'm going to fucking take it easy the rest of the day. Yeah. So everybody had a good day. And Martin, thanks again. And Joe, thank you. And Joe, can you work on that image for me that we talked about in that private chat on LinkedIn? Yeah, we're actually talking on LinkedIn. How bizarre.
That is weird.
You're muted, Joe, just so you know.
You're muted, Joe.
Joe.
I saw something I wanted to share with you. I'm sorry about that. I saw something I wanted to share with you, and I noticed I wasn't linked with you on LinkedIn. That's why I did it. Yeah, there's a picture of a soldier. What he's doing is he's practicing walking with a rifle, and he's got a weight in his hand, and he's on a treadmill, and he's going backwards and forwards, walking backwards and forwards on the treadmill while he's doing it. It's pretty cool. Wild. I'll send it to you. But that's why I sent that to you. Yep, absolutely,
man. So, yeah, that's it. All right, bye, guys. This episode has been brought to you by Xenu and Battlefield Earth and other really bad sci-fi stuff by L. Ron Hubbard. Oh my God. If writing bad science fiction makes you gay, L. Ron Hubbard is super gay.